Oh God. To bucket? Was there actually like did they come out with a Stanley Parable 2 and it absolutely fucking shit the bed or something?
Jim, Jim, Jim,
Stanley?
Jim.
Don't think so? Okay. I missed one because I passed it by mistake in the memory lane. I didn't think we were still collecting after the 6. Hmm. Oh, hello again. Nice to see you. It's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise. What nonsense. Stanley Parable is not sacred, but we do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And people hate it. Who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn, baby. It's not hard, in fact. Let me show you. Together, we're going to make Stanley Parable 3. Simple. All we change is the number in the game's title screen. We also really need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Stanley Parable 3, a game of expired fire. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1 and we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end, and nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like a lot of work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have say as well. Good, and it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. You know what? Since you're putting faith in my idea, I feel like giving you a little something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you that broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me, like, let's fix it already. All right, there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great, there's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Oops. This is just a slider. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Oh my gosh. People can be like, why is this guy going in and out of Steam so many times? Does the game really keep crashing? That reminds me of a Simpsons episode. You know what I'm talking about? Holy, what a claymation fuckery is that? Stanley versus Electrode. How long does this go on for? It never ends, does it? Are we in uncharted territory right now? Like, I don't know if I'm done the game or not. $369? I feel like the dev knows something about the algorithm and restarting the game. Dreams of Scorpion.
Yeah, well, I just thought that it wasn't acceptable, to file those reports, and then I just thought that I thought the reports could be a lot better. I thought the reports would.
Bro, that sounds like The Office. Don't know what I did yet? Like almost everything? We did all the different ways the first time. And then we did the second introduction. Then we found all the figurines. Yep, twice. Did the adventure line twice. Both prior to Ultra Deluxe and during Ultra Deluxe. No more sunshine. We got the epilogue. I feel like we're done now that that's popped up. I can't be certain though. I saw the credits roll so many different ways. I have no fucking clue. Outstretched monkeys. That's part of the game, Flip. Legit. Every time I reload it, it will switch. Watch. Story of Printer Jam. I remember those guys. I'm gonna look something up here. Did I jump out of a window? On the stairs window? I killed myself many different ways. How many times to restart Stanley Parable? At the beginning, you can do some parkour on the desk. I didn't do that. We did all the new content. We did all the new content. I didn't get the coward ending. Oh, the music's great, isn't it?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the
Here.
pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Boom. Oh, that's not even an achievement, but that was one of the endings. It's called Coward. We did Madness. We did the museum. We did the Tangled. We did the telephone. We did the Without Stanley. We did Power. We did cowardice. Zending. Falling out of the window. At the very beginning of the game, you are in the first office. Computer tables. Go to table 434.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Boom.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure
Alpha
and
up,
its
dude.
examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique
Oh, it's
place to
totally
be?
exhilarating.
Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
I'm literally gonna need to restart the game, aren't I?
There once was a man
Right?
named Stanley. Who people considered so manly. But the truth
Do I
must
turn
be
it off and
told,
restart
he
it?
was not very
Hold on.
old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence.
It's fucked up, game.
And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
It says bottom line, in both cases you need to restart the game. This can be perceived as two different endings due to the choice of yes or no. You could reset and came here with a bucket. Reset meaning close, quit, and close, or begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
What
a
other
memo.
ending didn't I get? I don't have a bucket. I don't have a bucket. Hold on. Take the bucket out the
Stanley
window.
picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone? Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it.
Once is the original and once is the Ultra Deluxe. I get it.
Out here in the white void we are alone. Now, and for the first time I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man.
That's fucked up,
To
bro.
manifest justice where
The
none
game in its own.
and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes.
There's a lot of people talking about Ultra
meted out in
Deluxe.
parcels
A
like
lot of big
charity,
streamers going to be
and
playing it. This
abandoned
game came out like
seeds
10 years
of
ago
glow of inspiration
with a
within
new
us.
content update.
The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself.
The bucket.
Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception.
Yes.
This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket?
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You!
Yep. Because that's part of the Ultra Deluxe, the bucket, right?
This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form.
What is
transforming into
what's
a
this, the
mighty beast
tripod?
of untold
Yes.
power, its fangs glistening like... My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all
Excuse
12
me.
emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away.
Magic of the bucket. Let's see. The cheater ending? That's cool. Secret whiteboard. At some point during your playthrough in a deluxe, and most likely after unlocking new content, you'll end up with a blue office with several doors. Enter room 426 and you will see a whiteboard ending in front of you. In the original game, you need to activate the developer console and enter a specific command. After that, each click of the left mouse button will be accompanied by a dog barking. In Deluxe Edition, you need to examine the lower right corner of the whiteboard instead. There's an image of a dog and a checkbox. Put a tick in it and all your LMB clicks will be accompanied. I did most of them with it. Secret whiteboard. Enter room 426. Where's room 426?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
You know where room
saved
426?
Emma.
Oh. How do we get in there?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay. You go through the left door, then the corridor behind the meeting room, you can find the utility room. Get inside and wait. The narrator will beg you. Hold on. If you go through the left door, we'll do one more, then I'm going to sleep. Been up all night.
When Stanley came
Through the left door, then the corridor behind the meeting room, you can find a utility room. Get inside and wait. Where the fuck is the utility room? Behind the meeting room. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might
I
find an answer
guess this is the... Why don't we call it the broom closet?
there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just
I already
sitting
saw
in the
that.
broom closet.
Secret storage
He
room.
wasn't even doing anything.
Yep.
At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified.
How to
in some
unlock new
way.
content.
It is. He's literally just standing there doing sweet
Did it.
play.
We did the Zone of Memories. We did the Stanley Parable 2 ending.
Are you really
We did the elevator.
standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
There's the calm bucket endings. Okay.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Ventilation we did.
I never would have thought to mention it.
Did the collectibles ending.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the
As soon as
broom
you get the
closet
previous ending, the epilogue item will appear in the main menu. Yep.
I hope
Run
you
it. The first locations will change over time. You just need to wait. Then follow the linear path while learning the various hints. Is it on the Stanley Parable 3?
Really stupid. He probably only got
We
the job because
did
of a
most
fake
of it.
connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money.
I mean,
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and
a lot of it. We didn't do the buckets through. All of it replayed
Well, I've
again.
come to a very
Third
definite
time.
conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
All right.
You got to this broom closet, explored.
We are going to call it a night.